Good day. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be having a really, really interesting interview that's coming up next. It's with one of the most recognizable faces in the world of business. He's currently the CEO of Vodacom, and he's just been awarded a Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences doctorate from the Central University of Technology. I'm speaking to none other than Mr. Shameel Joosub. He's going to be taking us through, firstly, this honor that he received from the university, the Central University of Technology, and secondly, just taking us through his journey, making it to the pinnacle of business and then being the CEO of one of the biggest telecommunications company in the continent and in the world. Mr. Yusuf, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Salam Media.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Let's just jump right into it. Making a ferry into the business world. How did that come about? I did some digging and I found out in your younger years you were, going up and down Marabastad. Is that and doing business, selling earrings and sweets and marbles and all kinds of things? Is that where you could say your love for and passion for business started?
Yeah, I think, started at a very young age, starting at the age of 5. By 7, I had my own business selling ice popsicles and at school, and then basically, taking a bus to Marabastad and buying earrings and selling it, and walking through the taxi ranks and selling earrings, and then throughout school, did a lot of different, selling clothes, selling the kites, marbles, tops, ice popsicles. So, I always say, you name it, I sold it. And then, when I finished school, basically didn't have money to go to university full time. Had to start working and studying immediately, and contributing money into the house. So I held 4 jobs, and the first job was my articles and my accounting degree. And the second one started at 6 p.m., which was writing up books for a client. And then the third was, selling perfumes. My uncle was in exile, and he would send me perfumes, and I would sell it to the pharmacies locally. And the fourth one was writing up books for people over the weekend. So I did that for 5 years, and then finished my articles and my degree. And then I joined Vodacom at the age of just before my 23rd birthday. And by 26, I was managing director of one of the companies in the group, and then rapidly rose through the ranks, in terms of different opportunities and so on. Culminating, of course, in the I went off to Spain, and then it culminated in becoming Group CEO of Vodacom in 2012.
And I think that's maybe where the pinnacle of making it in the business space. We can say it was essentially where it started. But how does it come about? I mean, how do you go from selling perfumes and then to go to Vodafone in Spain and having a very senior position there? Is it the work that you're putting in? How would you say you were noticed? To get that opportunity.
I think for me, honestly, the biggest thing was, firstly, failure was never an option. So, and my mother had a very had a very good saying. She said, "Nobody died from hard work." So,
Mm,
we always put in the effort. And so, I think whether it came to studying or whether it came to actual work, my modus operandi has always been, if you asked to do A, B, and C, do that, do X, Y, and Z, and try and innovate in that role in which you're in.
mm,
And I think when you start to do that, think out of the box, and you show people, what that you're thinking out of the box, and you're doing more, and you're putting in the hours. I think it's very difficult to not be recognized, and that's always been my modus operandi of how we work.
Mm, mm. I think maybe in the early '90s when you got in, there were not a lot of people of color, black people, Indian people, colored people in corporate South Africa that are holding those kind of positions. The stats still say you still don't have as many people of color who hold CEO board membership positions. How was it for you? Because it was in a very interesting time in South Africa. We were transitioning into democracy. I'm sure it mustn't have been easy, getting into these spaces where people of color, black people, were not welcomed into before.
Yeah, so for when I finished school and started my articles, it was very difficult to find articles because the jobs clearly said whites only, so it was difficult. But and so I went to smaller firms and basically started there, got my articles, and then joined Vodacom. And I think what was nice about Vodacom is that it was born in the new South Africa, so
Mm,
it gave that opportunity to kind of put in the effort into to be recognized. And I think one of the things that we're proud of in Vodacom is that 76% of the staff is now black.
mm,
And I think and it's come with a lot of deliberate actions and to be able to reach that.
mm, mm. And speaking of Vodacom having such a big chunk of its employees being black, we know what's currently happening in South Africa right now. The state of our economy, a lot of black graduates, being unemployed, um, and with that comes a lot of brain drain. A lot of young South Africans are being told, go outside, look for opportunities. South Africa is not going to work for you. What do you say to that? Is that advice that young people should be taking, or South Africans are the only ones that can make South Africa and make it be what we want it to be?
Well, look, to be frank with you, I think you got to look at your own circumstances. And frankly speaking, if you can't find a job locally, you should take the international opportunity,
Mm,
because that's how you move your vehicle forward. You can always come back, for the right opportunity, and so on. So, if there's an opportunity to go and learn, and it's better than sitting at home, right? So take
mm,
the opportunity, go and do it. Use the opportunity to learn everything, and bring it back. Bring it back to South Africa, and you can always apply it. So I think the brain drain is worrying, but so that's the one side. So we have to do more as a country to retain skills, but we also got to do more to create more jobs. And I think that's and encourage investment into the country, so that, and also increase our attractiveness as a country to so that people see us as a hub for skills.
mm, mm. And you've just been honored by the Central University of Technology, Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences. How do you feel about that? How did it come about? And how did it make you feel when you got that recognition?
No, it was really an honor to get the recognition, and to be recognized. I think, and also a testament, not just to me, but to the various teams that I've worked with over the years. And I think to what we've achieved as Vodacom. Um, you know, being with the company now for close to 30 years, I think it's given me the opportunity to do a lot more, and also to make a meaningful difference in society. It's one of the attractions of why I work here. But it's it's given me that part of fulfilling my purpose of wanting to make a difference.
Mm,
So through our foundations, through the different work that we do, everything from Code Like a Girl to our M-Mama projects, to the schools that we sponsor in South Africa, to the teacher training centers, to the youth centers. So I think that it's a humbling, and a lot of gratitude in receiving it, but not just receiving it for me, but receiving it on behalf of Vodacom and the team.
Mm, mm. And you mentioned some of the work that Vodacom is doing. Um, as I mentioned before, that South Africa is at a very unprecedented juncture. There's just a lot going on in the country, whether it's in the world of politics and business, and how each influences the other. How has the role of corporate South Africa, changed, from the time you got in, to where we are now? Should corporate South Africa be, doing anything different from what you would expect, from a typical corporate sphere, or you should be more mobile and understanding the landscape and how the country has changed through the years?
I think you've got a thriving business sector in South Africa, and I think we should do more in terms of private-public partnerships, and I think government should use corporate South Africa more to solve some of the issues.
Mm,
You'll see the initiative that we just signed with ESCOM on virtual wheeling. I think that's one of the ways where we can try and help being the solution and help with the underlying problem. And I would say, more should be done in letting corporate South Africa help more in terms of the underlying issues. And it's because we all got to work together if we want to make a meaningful difference and move South Africa forward.
mm. And just lastly, before I let you go, and this is a question I think everyone would want to know: what does the CEO of Vodacom do on a weekend when you're not working, away from work? What do you enjoy doing?
Uh, to be honest, because it's a hectic week, I swim. With my friends from school still, and then and just spend time with family.
Mm,
That's me the biggest. I got a little granddaughter now, so that's the pride and joy of what you're doing. So
mm.
um, I was telling someone last night I was playing with her, and if I'm not making the movements to wheels of the bus, then she shouts. So it's a nice kind of just kind of different things that you focus on. I think
Mm,
family is
mm.
so important.
No, definitely. And also, if you have any message to young South Africans out there, times are tough, but they look, to people like yourselves, who have made it through a lot of adversity, and have broken those walls. That most of them were systematic, and it seems like that's the case right now, where a lot of young Black people don't have the right opportunities, to unleash their fullest potential. What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, the first thing and the most important thing is, I would say, one is study. Try and constantly move your vehicle forward, because I think that is a ticket to the game where you can. The second one, I would say, in whatever you're doing, hustle.
Mm,
You need to be a hustler in your belly. So till today, I wake up in the morning, and it's what can we do better, and I think
mm,
that has to be a big part of it. And then also putting in the hours, but at the same time doing more, looking at innovations, looking at if you asked to do A, B, and C, do it plus X, Y, and Z, and really try and make it better than what it is. But you've got to put that effort in, and then finally, always remember to give back.
mm,
Give back to the society. If you can't give of your money, give of your time. But I think those are important lessons. That certainly helped me to in my career.
Mm. Now, thank you so much, Dr. Shameel Joosub. Hope we're going to chat again soon, but really, really congratulations. I think from myself and the whole of the Salam Media team, it's people like you that give us hope, and that we look into to say South Africa is in good hands, whether it's in the public sphere or in corporate South Africa. There's still a lot that this country has to offer. So yeah, Jazakallah so much for giving us your time, and we'll chat again.
Jazakallah. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. That was Dr. Shameel Joosub, who was, recently honored with the Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences from the Central University of Technology. Thank you so much for giving me your time. And if you've missed this interview, you can check it out on our various social media pages and on Salam Media's podcast channel. Yeah, but for me, thank you and welcome salam.